All right. Okay. Uh, when I was preparing my keywords and preparing some thumbnails, I guess my strict resets to 0. All right. Then let's solve this question as 2. So the legal question will be the deletes node from linked lists present in array. So in the question, it's pretty straightforward. So we're given an array of integers, nums, and the head to the linked lists. Okay, this is just pure linked list, and we need to return the head of a modified linked list after removing all nodes from the linked list that have value exists in the numbers array. So let's check the XML. Okay, there we got like given by the 3 arrays, 1, 2, 3s, and then for the head, so which is going to be the linked list, which is present in the here below. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So since 1, 2, and 3 is in the linked list, so we're gonna carry it from 1 to 3, and then we return the head of the 4. So that's why the answer is 4 and 5. And then for the intermediate 2, the num is only 1, but for the head, so that means the occurrence of the numbers item should be more than once in the linked list. So according to the intermediate 2, so 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So we remove all the nodes that values is 1, and then we're gonna receive the output of 3 node, which is forming the linked list of triple 2. Okay, for the intermediate 3, we have nums only 5, which is not in the list, but we just need to return the head of the linked list. Okay, in that case, I have prepared some presentation for us to demonstrate. Since we are going to iterate through the linked list, we're gonna need like 2 pointer. That's my current initial approach. But to use a 2 pointer, we're gonna have one artifact that is pointing to our input linked list. So in that case, our previous pointer will be pointing to our artifacts node. So the current will be the 1. So we're gonna check, since this is artifacts, we're going to check the value of the artifact, and then we only need to check that the current node values is already in the array. So which means like in this element that will be 1, 2, 3. Since 1 is in there, so we can only do is we can move our pointer. Our previous next will be the 2. So let's create another. Okay, I'm gonna copy and duplicate this. So let's call this a previous next, and then we can. Okay, we can call it a current on next, since if we call the previous on next, that would be difficult to remove that. So let's call it current on next. So for the current, we also need to. Okay, so our previous next will be the current on next, and then our previous will be the previous on next. So which means our previous is the same will be here. So that is our assumption. And then in that case, when we are going through the inputs array, the value is 1 to 3. If we use the contains from the Swift array, that will be the O of n for the time complexity. So I would suggest to use the O of 1, which is the set data structure. Okay, let's start code for it. case, let's convert the numbers arrays into the set. So which will be the nums in set. So I plan to reuse it very as same as before, so we won't be confused during the solution. So let's create the one artifact, which will be this one. We're going to attach that header into the our given node. So let's call it artifact. So our artifact will be the list node of value will be the 0, and then next will be head, and then we're gonna need the 2 pointer in our case. So let's call it a previous. So the previous will be the currently we need to point artifacts, but I want to make this previous as an optional in case we have to return the nil values. And then let's move for the next step will be the current. So current will be the head, since as we discussed before, we're going to use the current here. All right. So let's make a condition check-in. So we only check if the current is not equal to nil, which means the current really exists. So if the current exists, what we need to check is the current value is contains in the our set data structures, which is going to be current.value. I think in this case we need to use optional, since we don't have an optional wrap in here. I will put the default values as -1, and then what will be the next? So if the values in here according to our solution, so we're gonna make our previous of next will be the current of next. Sorry guys, I'm using the new keyboard and it's very sensitive. Input next will be the current dot next. So what if the value is not in the numbers array? So we just need to move our previous to previous to next. So previous to next mean here. So which will be the previous next. Oh, I forgot one case. So every time we have done, we need to move our current to the next step. So which means like going here to there, whatever is previous is exists or not. I think for that case, instead of writing each condition, I can simply write here current dot next. So as a result, we just need to return the artifact dot next. Let's try it out. Oh, it's equal not. I should be using the not equal. Not equal. Okay, what is happening in here? So we're, oh my bad, there's a typo in here. Previous, silly me, make a lot of mistake. Okay, we don't need the optional since it is already retaining the optional values in here. I think that is pretty much of it, and our solutions is quite optimal. But according to this, our time complexity will be the O of n, and then our space complexity will be O of k, which will be the O of num plus this of a no. But I can think of one thing. Let's say if we don't want to use a two pointer, instead of that we only use a one pointer. What do we need? We only need to check our previous dot next is not equal to nil, and then everything we use in here current, we just need to replace that with the previous dot next. So let's say if it is in the current, I will move the previous dot next, and then our previous dot next will be the previous dot next, and the previous will be the previous dot next. Since we don't have a current pointer, we no longer need to move the current pointer anymore. So in this case, that means we're only using the one pointer, and then we don't use that anymore. So according to our one pointer solution, so we're only using the one pointer, that is pointing to our artifact first, and then we will check like next of our previous pointer is null or not. In our case, if it is nil, what we're gonna do, we can just return the artifact on next, which will be the nil in our case. Let's say if the values is exists, and we do check previous or next, the values is already exist in the given array. What we're gonna do, we're gonna move our previous dot next will be the previous dot next. That means in here, which will be the p and then previous next. And then we just need to move our previous will be the previous dot next. This one. I think that is pretty much for it for today, and see you in the next video. Okay,